Welcome to the Run Yogi Diaries podcast. Thanks for stopping by. My name is Santosh Shiva. I'm the podcast host and the creator. This podcast is about stories. Through conversations with ordinary people on extraordinary journeys, through their endurance sports achievements, we explore their motivations, strategies, and what keeps them going. Each of us have the possibility to be athletic. And being athletic is not just physical. It is also a victory of our will over the ordinary circumstances that we live in. I hope you take back some inspiration, some motivation, and hopefully go back and perspire. Stay inspired. In the house today, excited to have for the first time two guests at the same time, and they are a couple. They are probably defining what it means to be a power couple. Having completed the Abbott's world's major marathons, 6 of them together, it's pretty awesome. So we get behind the scenes as to who does what in their relationship as it comes to marathons and running and fitness, and how they do it together, balancing family, priorities, like every one of us have. So we get behind the scenes. Stay put, enjoy this conversation, and let's dig in. If you're new to the channel, please do remember to subscribe, hit like if you like this video, and leave your comments if you took something away. Hey Sudhakar and Sadhana, welcome to Run Yogi Diaries.
Hey Santosh.
What a pleasure. It's the first time I'm having a conversation with a couple, a running couple, so it's fun and it's going to be different. So welcome again. You guys have a great story and very inspiring story. I think all couples can learn, take a few leaves from the chapter. So we'll get into all of that. But let me take a stab at introducing you both, and then we'll go from there. How about that?
Sounds good, Santosh. Yeah.
Okay. So I'll start with Sadhana. I just learned that she's a management graduate and also someone who's involved in a family business, the famous A to B, eateries that are all of us who are from Bangalore and actually in the world know now who they are. So that's awesome. And mother, now live in Bangalore. Both of you used to live in Chicago for a long time and back in Bangalore right now, right? And Sudhakar, you're in the tech industry, work for a large multinational tech brand. Again, back in Bangalore now, having lived in Chicago for a long time, and that's where you guys started running, I believe. Have lovely kids, 2 lovely kids, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And what else? Did I miss anything?
No, you covered it crisply, Santosh, and related to be part of this podcast, right? So it's first podcast as well for us, and of course, first doing it together. So yeah, it'll be exciting to share our story actually.
Nice. All right. So, we should maybe go back, do a bit of a flashback initially. So, first of all, let's start with, since it's a couple conversation, how did you guys meet?
That will be the story by itself, right? So, so ours was a fully arranged marriage. We never met before our marriage at all. So I
Hmm.
was in the US, of course, IT industry, and one day my father calls me and says, "We found a bride for you, right? And you have to
Hmm.
come in the next 2 months and get married." I'm like, "No, hold on." So, "Oh, no, I need some more time, and I'm enjoying my bachelor life and a lot of things to achieve in life, my work and all that. So give me a few years." He said, "No, nothing like that. Doing. We arranged your marriage. This is your date and you have to come. Simple,
Hmm.
right?" I'm like, oh God, no, I never know. I mean, I never met a girl. I didn't even see her picture, by the way, right? And then I said, no, hold on. I need to get used to talk to her and get used to her. You can all do that, but let's do it after your engagement, right? By the way, engagement happened without me also me being present. So it happened in India. And of course, then I got her contact and photos a bit, but it's all fixed and no going back
Yeah.
from there on. So interesting. So when I came down to India just 4 5 days before my marriage, that's when I met Sadhana for the first time. So
Hmm.
that's our story.
So how many years have you guys been married?
15.
It's been almost 15 plus years. And in
15
fact,
years.
as soon as I got married, you wouldn't believe. So, got married within a week of getting married, I got her back to the US, right? And it's the
Hmm.
first time in the US. And we got to know each other only in that country. So,
Hmm.
two different people, never knew each other much at all, right? Except for a few web conversations. But so we all got to know each other. And this is how our fantastic story of arranged marriage, right?
Uh-huh.
Well, so far, so working well, I think. So,
She's
so
not saying anything. She's just smiling.
Going good.
She's like, okay, okay, I'll go along with whatever you say, types, you know. Great. Was there running at all in either of your lives before you met?
No, I didn't move my
No.
body like past 30 years. I'm not into
Oh,
sport or nothing.
nothing.
Yeah.
And where did you grow up, Sadhana? Which part of India?
Like in down south, Rajapalayam.
Oh, okay, Rajapalayam. Okay,
Great
I
area.
have some friends there. Okay,
Yeah.
all right. And what about you, Sudhakar?
yeah, in fact, I also studied and born brought up in Rajapalayam as well. But we
Oh,
never
okay.
met each other. She was a different era, right? I mean, few years ahead and different schools and also we never had a chance to meet. But yes, did my schooling till there, and of course did my college in GGT Coimbatore. But yeah, so but running. So
Nice.
to be honest, I knew the sports only like chess and carom board. Okay, so that kind of a guy who was pretty much happy with indoor sports. Never in school or college ventured out for any of the even outdoor activities. Itself. Forget about running, but for that matter, anything in the outdoor activities. Very much a kind of a bookie, like to read my book, stay indoors, right? That is how I was. Even joining IT industry, was happy with my computer, right? And that's about it. So not much of physical activity except for occasional gym. I have to go because I've enrolled and been paying money. So once in a while, sneak into. Otherwise, it's just absolutely a lethargic life. Yeah,
Wow.
8 years back.
Can you
Yeah,
imagine?
yeah.
Both of you have no background in running, and look at what you guys have done. Anyway, we'll get into that. So we should do a bit of a flashback here, right? In terms of how running came into your lives. And maybe I want to start with Sadhana. I know when we met Sudhakar, you said she was the pioneer.
Oh yeah, she should share. Yeah.
How did it? What got you into running, Sadhana?
Yeah. Truly speaking, I thought running is very inexpensive sport. Yeah, that's how I started running, but it's not.
That you realized later.
Yeah, later Garmin watch, shoes, everything. Yeah,
Hey, those are kind of luxuries, right?
yeah. So
Retail therapy, right?
correct. Yeah,
So,
one by
so,
one.
but what prompted you to start? I mean, like, was it? I mean, what prompted you to start just wanting to be fit,
No,
for
I
example?
had like I was obese and
Hmm.
I had a health issue, PCOD, everything. That's how I
Hmm.
started thinking of my health.
Hmm.
Yeah, luckily our friend gave a bib for 10K
Yeah, yeah,
in
sure.
Oh.
Chennai Marathon. Yeah,
Right.
then
So,
I
in
got.
fact, our running story started in a very, very different way, right? So,
Hmm.
Sadhana was mentioning we were never into running and physical activities as much. And in fact, she just gave birth and we had to a second kid. He was hardly 5 6 months old at that point. Anyway, so one fine day, I was working in my office as usual, late night, late evening. One of my office colleague, right, I should tell about him, is Ram Vishwanathan, and he is also a six-star world major at that point, right? And and then he had actually dropped by to my desk and said, "Hey, you should sign up to Chennai 10K. That's happening." I'm like, "What 10K? 10
What
kilometers?"
what year was this? What year was
It
this?
was, I would say, 2015, 10K, right? And
Hmm. Hmm.
he reached out to me in 2014, 15, I think. Yeah, 14.
15.
Yeah, for 15 exactly. And then
December.
that's when he said, "Hey, there's a 10K in Chennai. I want you to sign up, and it'll be fun, right? And I see you work so hard. That's fine, but you should get into some kind of activity." I'm like, "No way, it's not going to be." I mean, I'm never into running at all. Even that's the last thing I like to do in gym. So
Hmm.
treadmill is something that I hate even now. But I mean, yeah. So I never was into running or jogging, and I said, "No, I'm not going to run in the roads and all that, and that's not up to me." And then I asked, "How do I do 10 kilometer? I've never even tried. I don't know what. I never had even checking of how many kilometers I could even walk. So I don't think it's possible for me." He said, "No, no, you should. This is very easy. You have a month or so. I mean, month and a half or so. You should be able to easily practice a bit. 10K is nothing." I'm like, "What? 10 kilometers nothing? I'm on. This guy is crazy." That's what I thought. But interestingly, he said, then I thought since he's my senior VP at that point, right? And then I didn't want to say no to him bluntly. So I said, "Yeah, I'll look into it." Right? Okay, thank you. The next day he comes and says, "Did you sign up?" I'm like, "Okay, when I have to sign up, okay, I will sign up today." He says, "Do it right now." And while I was doing it, he was saying, "You should also sign up your wife." I'm like,
Hmm.
"Come on, Ram, let's not joke here." I mean, so I can at least walk a bit, sit, relax, and have some juice and walk to the finish. Maybe I don't know, but I can try. But my wife, no way. Unless there's a
Hmm.
sale in the in the shop, moving from shop A to shop B in a shopping mall, also taking her along is a big challenge for me. And if you ask me to
Look at all the stereotypes we have about women, huh?
exactly.
Yeah.
And I like to share this because then he got upset. He got angry at me. He said, "How can you tell about your wife?" And I said, "No, I know better. I've been married for 9 years, and I know each other, and it's very difficult for her to even any physical activity. Forget and that to 10K. She just then he's giving all the excuses, right? And then she just have the baby. It's like 6 7 months old. It's very difficult for her. Maybe I will come, right? And I'll do it. No, no, no. He says you should do it together. If you're doing it together, and you have to do it. Then I'm okay. That's going to be a tough argument by going back home and convincing her. So I thought, okay, since it's asking, let me actually come and ask her, right? So when I actually told her, surprisingly, she was like, initially she was a little bit hesitant. Then she said, okay, why not? Let's try it, right? I mean, because she also has no clue what is 10K,
Yeah.
what even
Yeah,
5K at that
yeah.
point in time. So, okay, she said, okay, something interesting. And Chennai is her native hometown also. And it's a good
Mm-hmm.
opportunity to meet her family, mother. So, okay, we'll probably go there. And our motive was okay, even if we don't do a complete run, we thought okay, since it's calling, let's go take a picture in the start line and find
Yeah.
a way to reach finish line. Worst case, we'll take an auto and probably do shortcuts and come in and come to the finish line, take a medal, take a picture, and post it. Let's at least do the social media PR, right? So we don't need to go ahead and sign up, and that's how we started our 10K journey.
And both of you did it together.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, that also
Yeah,
was
that
together.
was our first 10K.
That's
Yeah.
very nice. That's very nice. And actually, what is nice is Sadhana, you are also a sport, right? You agreed to go along with it. Must not have been easy. So, what made you say yes? I know you were saying you're already thinking about fitness and stuff like that. Was it that?
Yes, I want to start something for my health.
Hmm.
So
Right.
exactly like I got
Correct time.
her. Yeah. Then I
Yeah.
wanted to
Yeah.
start. Yeah. That's how
Yeah.
it started.
Nice. Awesome. So you did the 10K, and then what happened? Then what happened next?
Then we moved to US in 5 to 6 months, right? Yeah.
Hmm.
There I didn't do anything. Just yeah, I was like thinking of doing something same again.
Hmm.
I signed up for half marathon there, Chicago Spring Half.
Right away after you moved, immediately after you
So
moved.
after
Hmm.
4 to 5 months,
And
yeah,
even again, that's also a story, right? So we did our 10K along with another couple, my friend and colleague. He's also VP, IBM fellow, VP Jay Kumar and Geeta. They're also in Bangalore. So we did that,
Hmm.
and we thought this is a kind of outing trip. So we never were thinking of running a serious thing, right? So and then once we finished there, then actually after the 10K was over, in fact, it was tough for us to even finish the 10K,
yeah, it was
and
a
it was
struggle.
so struggled. It was a big struggle bus. I think it took an hour and a half or more, and to even finish a 10K at that point. I mean, much more than that. So, and then we all decided, okay, that's it. We're not going to run anymore. All four of us said, okay, we kept coming back from Chennai to Bangalore. We couldn't even get to the car, and even had a struggle bus even coming and going to office next day. So we were like, okay, so forget it. I mean, you're not going to do running again hereafter. That's fine.
This is it.
10K done. It's a very painful activity. Let's take it easy, right? Then, of course, there's all. I mean, office. There was an opportunity for me to go, and so I landed in the Chicago for an official engagement there. I mean, assignment there rather. So that's
What
when.
month did you land in Chicago? What
So I think
month?
we landed in May
Okay.
2016, right? So around
At
that time.
least at least summer. It
Yeah,
wasn't it
yeah.
wasn't
A
winter.
little bit
Okay.
fall. I mean, it's some spring, start of spring, I would
Yeah,
say.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay.
So that's where. And then after we also got into again getting settling and all this stuff. So we were never into again. And then one day, the same Rameshwaran comes back, right?
So 1 year later, we signed up for Chicago
Correct,
Half.
correct. And
Yeah.
in fact, Ram
Hmm.
comes again and he says, "Hey guys, you went to 10K. What happened here? Right? Chicago is a nice place to do running." And in fact, he says there's a fantastic reserve next to you.
Right.
Probably it's 5 minutes drive for you, and that's one of the very nice place. And he's also been, I mean, he's new to Chicago as well. But then he
Hmm.
just came for a short business trip, and he says you should go. And then when Sadhana and I kind of okay, we thought we just go for some time and saw that it's a nice forest preserve, right? And That we thought, okay, let's start doing some kind of at least keep us fit. Then it's Sadhana who then signed up for our first half, I would say. So I never did half before that or anything for that. So she was wants to have international medal now, right? At least sign up, get
Nice.
something. And that's how her half marathon journey started, I would say, right?
Yeah.
Nice. So obviously you had done a 10K by then, right? And you had some sense of what it takes. So did you have a structured training for your first half marathon, Sadhana, or you were like,
No, I didn't follow any
no?
training plan. I just signed up for next level. Like it's a half marathon. So I just tried. It was a struggle bus. After like 7 miler, 8 miler, I couldn't do anything. I just walked and run. I finished in 2:45 something, I think.
That's not bad considering the first time. That's not too bad actually.
Too hard. Yeah. Really struggle bus. I didn't follow anything. Yeah.
Yeah.
So what did you, any learnings, any beginner's mistakes?
Yeah,
Uh,
mistake. Yeah, then I immediately signed up for first in October in 4 months. So
Another half.
no, no, it's full.
Oh, okay.
May to
Man,
October.
she's like, she had caught on to it.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, that was my biggest mistake. So I
Oh,
didn't
really?
follow any training plan, and yeah, it was a
So what prompted you to sign up? So like, what are you someone like that? Are you someone very impulsive? Like, hey,
like
let's go
yeah,
do
I
it.
want to try new things. So
Is
okay,
that how you are?
half. So now I want to try full.
But that's your personality. That's how you are. Between the two of you, she's more impulsive.
I would say yes. I would say
Okay.
she makes spontaneous decision, and interestingly, I did not even know that she signed up. Right? And she said comes and tells, "I have signed up for a full marathon." I'm like,
Yeah,
"Oh, hold on." So you
Okay.
told me
Okay.
just
This is
the
going too fast for me.
one half that you had a big struggle because I'm the one who kind of had the brunt of it. No, bring her back, and next 3 4 days was struggle. Even half again, beginner's mistake, right? Then I said, "Hey,
Yeah.
you can't just let it go to a full marathon, and we should train it properly.
yeah.
We're not into
That
any
time I
running.
don't know any the distance,
Yeah, we had
nothing.
no idea. We had no idea what is the distance, how what it takes. We never had any running friends or even never part of running group. We never read any books also, right? And except for some
Wow.
internet lookup for I think some diet or something, but hardly we had any exposure. I mean, she had any. We both did not have. When I said
Hmm.
she talked about this Chicago Marathon sign up, I'm like, oh, hold on, don't let's not kill your, yeah, let's not do that, right? It's going to be like killing or something. You people take 3 4 years, do a proper
Hmm,
training,
hmm,
strength
hmm,
training, and a
hmm.
lot of activities goes in planning does it. Then you plan. I mean, we both not having the, I mean, especially she at that point, right, didn't had much physical,
Yeah.
I mean, training and all those. We never in fitness, right? No, you can't do a suddenly jump into within 3 months, 3 months, achieve a three, four
Hmm,
months, right,
hmm.
achieve a full marathon. I think, but anyway, so that I thought it's going to be tough. She was just doing for just for something, and probably she will not finish or something. I was also skeptical at that point in time. I thought, okay, that's fine. At least attempt there, right? And actually, she proved me wrong. At that particular Chicago Marathon, she did complete. Of course, I let
Yeah,
her share the story. She managed to complete it, and that was actually a kind of a aha moment for me as well, right? Wow!
Hmm.
So a person can actually, with some perseverance, a little bit of training, can actually do a full marathon, and yeah, that actually inspired me as well. So Sadhana, go
That's
ahead.
quite amazing.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, that time I was training with a group. Then I found a
Hmm.
group. I signed up through charity because the entry everything closed. Through charity,
Yeah.
I signed up. Then before marathon, right? 3 weeks before, we have to run 20 miler.
Yeah. Yeah.
That time I couldn't finish. I couldn't run after 12 miler. So
Okay.
yeah, and correct. I didn't finish. After 15 mile, I dropped. Like I called off my run. That's how I learned. This is
And how was the marathon itself?
marathon. I just finished, just pass like
Okay.
6:29 before cutoff time. I came in newspaper, then I was happy.
Oh, really? It came in the newspaper?
Yeah, my name.
Oh, wow.
Otherwise, it's unofficial, right? After
Yeah.
6:30, it's unofficial time, so it's just
Okay.
pass.
It's like 35 pass mark, right? In back in the days when we were studying, 35 done.
Yeah,
It's pass. Whether you finish it in 6 hour 30 minutes or 2 hour 15 minutes, you get the same medal, I guess, right?
yeah, I get. But
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
I
Awesome.
won't get it in a world major name, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So how did you feel at the end of that feeling finishing that marathon? How was your where was your emotional state?
I was like, it's a mixed emotional feeling. Yeah, I was happy and I couldn't walk after that.
Mm.
My kids and my
Mm.
husband came to cheer me.
And it was
Yeah.
apparently one of the hottest run that day as well.
Yeah,
To be
Mm.
yeah,
honest,
it
there
was
it was one of the hottest day thing.
2017. It was
Yeah,
very
and
hot.
Mm.
it was a very hot day. And of course, me, myself, kids went, and we thought it's going to be struggle. At least let her do what her
Mm.
how the
Mm.
best she could at that point. But actually, I was amazed that she perceived and dragged
Yeah.
on and able to finish that marathon. And of course, month after that was challenging as well, coming back and injuries. And I like to talk about when you talk about our. It's been a lot of beginners learning as well,
Mm.
right?
Mm.
Yes, mistake or
Mm.
learning. And of course, that after that marathon, also I was thinking, okay, enough is enough, right? Sadhana, let's take it easy.
Mm.
And
Mm.
then I think for the next, then winter started after that. So I don't think we had any running after for the next
Yeah,
6 months at all,
Mm.
break.
complete break
Yeah.
at all. No, no, neither for me or for my. I mean, both of us did not do it. And interestingly, one day I
That
come.
December, Berlin opened.
Yeah, yeah. So I like to come back.
Mm.
So it's
Mm.
another interesting twist here. So I come back one day from office. I would say around March, April of 2018, right? And she says, "Hey, you know what? We are going to Berlin this year." I'm like, "Berlin? What? What are you talking about?" She said, "Hey,
Vacation.
yeah, yeah." She said, "No, no. You know what? I have signed up for Berlin Marathon." I said, "What? You signed up again? Instead of the experience you went through, you want to sign up again?" No, no. You should know. I have signed up for you also. I'm like, "What? Me again?" I never did marathon. I didn't even do half at that point in time, right? So then the question is, what you're dragging me into this? No way. I mean, I have very hectic work and a lot of things. I'm not going to do a marathon. Then she said, "No, it's signed up. It's very tough to get a lottery." We both got, luckily, both of us got together here. And the first one, of course, she said Chicago was charity. And I was thinking, okay, charity is fine. You still do social cause. So this one was a lottery, right? Both of us
Yeah.
got. And luckily, she says, announced that you got, and we both getting it. I'm like, wow, wow. So I said, it's a bit tough. I need to balance a lot of stuff. If you want, you can go. I'm not sure if I'll join. Then I said, after a day or so, you know what? I'll come with you. I mean, not finish. I'll just probably start here and there. I mean, I don't know. I'm not going. I don't know. I can even train, but I'll probably accompany you like a tourist guide. And I know we could probably do a family vacation. So we
Yeah.
decided I'll take my kids and everybody, and probably just go to marathon. And we also like traveling a bit, right? So that's one of the reasons why I think I'll talk about that, why this
Yeah.
how the project came into existence. But during all this, we never had the 6 star in mind, Risi, right? Probably she has. I let her speak. So that's how I was hooked and pulled and dragged into the marathon.
The world of marathoning. Hey, the wife is always right. Come on, you don't want to argue against that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I would agree in this part at least. Yeah.
This part, at least now, on hindsight, you will agree, right?
Yes, yes, yes.
So why Berlin? Why did you pick Berlin?
So I was after Chicago Marathon. I joined a group
Hmm.
called Buzzy Woods Running Club in like
Hmm.
local community running community group. There, people were talking about the 6 star everything. Then I was
Okay.
like keen to listen all their stories. It was very interesting. That's how, yeah. They
So
said,
she was already at it, Sudhakar. You
Yeah,
didn't know about it.
I don't mind.
See?
And you know what? She actually, when I said she came, after Berlin, we got through, right? We got the selection, and she also said, you know what? We'll start Berlin, but we'll also do the other stars or other places. I'm like, no, wow, wow, hold on. So it's a very first a. It's going to be a very daunting affair. I mean, a lot of activities with the profession that we are in. It's tough with the kids. How are we going to manage? I mean, that is a lifelong journey, right? It's going to be a tough journey for us. And then it's going to be financially very also burdening, right? If 2 hours, I mean, or even one of the person to be able to do it. So why do we all that? I mean, running, you can always go to the busy woods wherever possible, preserve, enjoy your time, run the whole day, pay nothing, but just run
Yeah,
the whole
yeah.
day and enjoy. Why would you want to do the charities and all this traveling in multiple countries doing it? Then she said this, right? So you know what? Many people would tend to flaunt taking big jewelry or a
Yeah,
BMW,
yeah,
right? So for me, I don't want a jewelry, right? And of course, she has
yeah.
some jewelries at this point. But then the fact is, she said, no, instead of a jewelry, I like to flaunt medals which I earn. I do.
Nice.
Can you at least do
It's
it that
awesome.
for me? That sounds interesting. Then I said, okay, if I don't have to invest somewhere else, let's
Yeah,
probably okay. That's how I got it and said, okay, we both like traveling a lot.
yeah, yeah.
Then it sounded exciting that okay, traveling different countries, continents, and meeting different people, culture, having
Yeah.
fun, and I thought, okay, that's how we actually got interested in start doing
Nice.
the. Of course, after we did the Berlin as well. So
yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Awesome. So looks like the project had already started, even without Sudhakar knowing it necessarily. But I guess that was the beginning of. Was that your first marathon as well for you, Sudhakar? The Berlin one, was it
Berlin was our first marathon together.
together?
Yeah.
Yeah.
She did this in
Together.
2017, right? And then Berlin was, yes, my first marathon. And I should tell
Okay.
you this, right? So I realized that I also need to train, right? And since now
Mm.
she signed up, I didn't want to go to a foreign country, taking kids, and
Mm,
then
mm, mm.
take a 3-4 days of a bed.
Spend all the money to suffer.
Exactly. No, that's why something. What I'm saying is, I didn't want to just flunk there or just drag along myself, right? So I thought, okay, let me train. Let me take it a little bit seriously at that point. And again, then she pulled me into her own running group, and I made friends
Mm,
there. And that's a found. I mean, that's where we got a lot of tips, information sharing. And that's
mm,
very
mm.
important as a runner. It's very important that you be part of the community. And
Yeah,
then talking to people, and that will give you a lot of perspective and you learn. I mean, lessons learned. Right?
yeah, yeah.
When I was doing that, and in fact, Chicago, I was running with the running group, right? And I was also asked to see if I can help some runners there, right?
Mhm,
And I said,
mhm.
okay, let me do that. And I was actually given entry to Chicago as well the same year. So this is
Mm, mm,
after I'd say after finishing my Berlin, 2 weeks after Berlin, right?
mm,
Then I know it's going to be tough, but I thought, okay, like at that point, I would have anyway trained enough. Let me see how it goes, right? And I got entry in Chicago. And then you know what? At the same time, we've been discussing a bit, and then we also got entry in New York the same year. So
Oh,
here I
nice.
go. I never ran even half marathon at that point, but I have back-to-back entries in 3 world majors: Berlin, 2 weeks later Chicago, another 3-4 weeks later it's New York. Okay, now
Mm,
it's on me. So I said, wow. So I have to train really, really hard, and I have to be very serious about doing this. Else, it's going to be challenging. And at that point, except me or my wife, I didn't tell anybody else that I have this
mm,
multiple back-to-back entries because my runner group also would think that I'm a fool or stupid, right? To even have do something so crazy. So
mm.
I think Sadhana's inspiration got me into it. I got to adventures at this point in time, but I also not too sure if I'll able to how I'm going to do it, right? But
Yeah.
then I took this as a task on me very seriously. So uh, of course, running groups and speed training, speed workouts, strength
Mhm,
training,
mhm.
and took it a pretty 4 months was intense. I would say very intense, pretty intense training. Because I need to do that because I said
Yeah.
we never into running at all. So then, luckily, you know what? We went to Berlin. I did Berlin 419 or something. First marathon for me, but I did
Mm, mm,
419.
mm.
Actually, we thought of
Mm.
doing it running together as well. We started together. We both started together. First, I think 4 5K we were running together. Then
Mm,
Sadhana said, hey, so that's okay, you can go. I mean, I'll take it my own
mm,
pace. You can go. I'm like, okay. I said, bye. I'll see you in the finish line. And then I kind of paced ahead. Then, of course, I was able to finish well, I would say, pretty much. And I had my kids also on the way. I mean, cheering. I'll show
mm,
you the
mm,
picture. I mean, I'll
mm.
share some pictures there. So, yes, I finished my marathon. And then she came and joined me in the finish later on. And it was very interesting moment there because at the same event is when Yuri Kipchoge got the world record
World.
as well. So 201.
Okay.
So there was 2018. We're so proud that we got in there, finished it, and same race we had a world record
Awesome.
marathon happening. So yes, so that was the first marathon of 419, and you know what? I had to, and then after that, it's 1 week of relaxing, enjoying. We went to Munich,
Mm,
Oktoberfest, and all that kind of Europe trip. Come land in Chicago. 2 3 days later, I go collect my bib, and I do my Chicago marathon, and it was fun. And I did 412 at that point in time, the
mm,
Chicago marathon at that point, right? And yeah, so what I did is, and I slowly got some injury as well at that point when I finished it. So
mm,
then what we did, okay, then New York. So then the New York marathon
mm,
came 4 weeks later, but still I was able to recover there, and
Both
we
ran
both ran
together.
together as well. New York, I think, very interesting thing is we started together and we just ran together every mile. I mean, we just
Oh,
hand in hand,
nice.
right? And then
Very
took
nice.
to the finish line, and you'd see the pictures of going to catching hands and finishing the finish line as well. So this is something we decided upfront. I said, Chicago, I might do a little bit.
Mm, mm.
Okay, I mean, I didn't, but all this time, I didn't overstretch myself because I know this is back to
Mm,
back
mm.
happening. And the first time I'm going
Right,
to do,
right.
I'm not sure any first time runners would do a 3 majors back to back less than
Mm,
6 weeks. And then I thought that yes, if you put your mind and heart and soul and do it well, it's still
mm.
things are achievement is possible, right? So anyway, so that was a quick journey about the first three.
First three.
Yeah.
So Chicago, you did it again, second time with
I
him.
did 3 times Chicago.
Oh, the
Oh,
next
okay. So
next year we
Yeah.
both also did the
again
Chicago.
to get
And yeah,
Chicago. And how was your Berlin experience? That was your second marathon. You're a little bit seasoned by then, right? How
Yeah,
did that go
for
for you?
Berlin, I trained well. So
Hmm.
I did PR 1 hour, 30 minutes PR, like
Oh
5 hours.
wow.
Yeah.
From 6:30 to
So
5 hours something.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
trained well with the group.
Nice. And how did you feel about that? Having shaved off almost 1.5 hours.
Yeah, I was very happy. Then I
Hmm.
realized my potential. So
Yeah.
then I learned what to do and everything. Before I don't know what to wear,
Yeah.
how to train, nothing, just
Yeah.
zero.
Yeah.
In Berlin, I got little experience through
Yeah.
the group. Yeah.
Awesome. So let me a question for you, Sadhana. What has this done to your confidence? I mean, this is quite unprecedented kind of thing you're doing now, right? Someone who's never ran, and suddenly now you're running marathons in the world majors. And so, what did it do to you as a person?
Yeah, it built more confidence. I
Hmm.
developed more social skills, everything.
Hmm.
Energy levels it kicked
Yeah.
after
Yeah.
run like that endorphin, right? So I
Yeah. Yeah.
enjoyed that feel. I
Yeah.
want to
Yeah.
do more.
Yeah. Absolutely. That's a great message, actually. I mean, for a lot of women who are listening to this, I'm
I
sure.
don't move, like I don't do walking, nothing.
Hmm.
No yoga.
Yeah.
After marathon, I realized my health, everything.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a great message. Great message, because I think most people think that marathons is about physical health. I think it is about not just physical health. It's about psychological health, self confidence. You suddenly feel like you're capable of doing something you never imagined you could do. Right, which is a huge takeaway. I would hopefully underline underscore for people to take away. Right, Sudhakar, especially for women. I think in South Asian women, the guys, hey, come on, we get a lot of opportunity. We're all the time playing outside. I think parents are a little less strict with the boys, but with girls, I think in South Asian families, you're like, hey, 6 o'clock, get in the house, that's it, over. So you don't really get an opportunity to. I
Play.
mean, I'm generalizing here. I'm sure there are exceptions to that, but that's a huge win, right? In terms of self confidence and self expression, and I'm sure that reflects in the family. It reflects at home. They are getting a happier mother, not a grumpy mother.
Correct.
And I'm sure Sudhakar is not complaining too. How I'm getting a happy wife, so I'm happy too.
Most of the time, yes. Yeah.
Awesome, great. So you've done three majors. You kind of looks like marathon bug has hit, kind of bitten you. And then how did you plan for the next three?
Okay, so I should share
Yeah,
this,
start.
right? So 2019, of course, we did Chicago together, right? And as we had at that point became pretty much okay in marathons, right? And you know what? Since we are almost done three by now, I thought other three must be easy, a cakewalk. Maybe next year let's do other three and let's get done with it, right? So initially thought it's going to be a lifelong, many years project, and we thought this project should be ending soon, and we'll look at other things to do. I mean, so
Hmm.
it's not a issue at all. So let's start quickly try to find ways to do it, right? And charity was one of the options, and of course Chicago. At the point we were already a part of a Chicago Regional Association, Kara, and we were already group leaders at the point. Since we
Hmm.
are also training many new people, that's something we
Hmm.
both enjoyed then thereafter. Not just finishing
Hmm.
ourselves, we both
Right.
just not part of running groups, but also we joined ourselves, enrolled ourselves as group leaders. We also were training many new people, first
Hmm.
comers,
Hmm.
train, sharing our journeys. And in fact, what the story I'm sharing with you, we have shared with a lot of newcomers, right? And many people started to get into marathon journey
Hmm.
as well
Hmm.
along with us. So 2019 was that year where we both kind of went beyond than our running and have a lot
Hmm.
of people carry together. And we, of course, trained
Yeah.
very well,
We
decent
were
enough.
pace
We
leaders.
were pace leaders as well.
Hmm.
So
Nice.
that then what happened is, yes, so she did her PR again 2019, and I did my PR sub 4 at that point. 3:53 was a Chicago marathon run for
Hmm.
us. It was a nice run at that point in time, and we finished there, right? And then we thought of doing, of course, we at the point, I said, wanted to get this done quick. So we
Hmm.
actually signed up for Tokyo again through charity. And 2020 Tokyo, we signed up at that point for charity. We also did London, right?
Hmm.
And we also got into London at that point in time as well. So 2020 April, London. So now it's
Hmm.
okay. Chicago is, I mean, both together, Chicago is done. and now we had to do the other three majors together, right? So, okay, let's do the Tokyo together, London together, and Boston. Figure out how to do. Probably we have to time qualification. Charity was expensive, very expensive. So, right, and then let's see how do we do it, right? So at that point, yes, then the story starts, right? So we train now. So far, though we live in Chicago, if you see, right, we never went in proper winter training. So of course we ran a bit here and there in winter seasons, but now that we have Tokyo in March 1st, right, March first week, 2020, and London coming the month later in April, we had no other option but to train through rigorous Chicago weather. So December, January, and February, you'll have to train. You're actually training plan is the peak of the Chicago winter.
Right, right.
So,
Yeah.
so we went through this training rigorously in terms of doing a proper winter training, and irrespective of what the weather that is, we got again the runner group community help.
Yeah,
Again,
yeah.
initial few mistakes here and there, and we learned how to you still run well in the snow, right, and stuff like that. So we kind of did a rigorous training for Tokyo. We're all geared up then, and then we come to India because we want to have a small week, 1 or 2 weeks gap here, leave our kids, and then we go to Tokyo because we didn't want to have them go through a hectic
Right, right,
plan.
right.
So we came here, and just 3 4 days before then, this corona was starting a bit. China went to lockdown, but the other countries are okay. So we thought Tokyo should be fine, and everything was at that point a little bit hazy, but we thought we still do it. So just 4 5 days before the Tokyo Marathon, all trainings done, everything set up, hotels booked, everything's packed, right? Visas done, everything done, right? So now you tell her everybody's knowing we're going to Tokyo, and just 4 5 days before,
Lockdown.
yeah, suddenly Japan says we're also going to lockdown. Like, no, no, hold on. Very few cases. Why Japan is going lockdown?
Let us finish our marathon.
Yeah, but Japan is very conservative in that nature. So they're very quick
Yeah.
to go to lockdown, and they said they cancel the marathon. Like, wow, what a setback, right? So okay, Japan is conservative. Probably other things, London might be still be okay. That's what we thought at that point. We spent a week in India, and then we traveled back to the US. So instead of going to Japan, right, we had to again extend the vacation in India and spend some time, and went back to US 2 3 days. In fact, 2 days later, US went to lockdown. Wow. And then a week later, India went to lockdown. So luckily, we kind of finished our vacation, came earlier. Otherwise, we would have stuck for many, many months there. So then it's the Corona time, right? So
Yeah.
Japan done. We don't know when it's going to happen. Then London again, April. So again, the whole world at that point became into a lockdown situation. So April, London also was cancelled. Same thing, visas done, hotels booked, everything set up. We have the training done. So that's what we thought. Oh, we did all this training, all this thing for what, right? So we were discussing. So with all this Corona thing coming, when will you? So we signed up, paid money, whatever. So some of the flights, some refunds we got, but not for all, right? So already kind of a setback for us, and we're thinking. So Corona has come, and really, do you want to do sixth major? And I don't know when we are going to do this. And that was a 1 year of whole uncertainty, right? So there's no runs in the world happening after that.
Yeah.
We had this interesting journey. We thought quickly things can be done, and we are almost getting faster, the fast pace. So that's called the reality check, right? You're saying, hold on, relax a bit. I mean, so
Relax
that
a
put
bit,
a
yeah.
pause a bit on our at least the world majors or the running in a group. But yeah, during Corona also, I think after the first 2 3 months, we were kind of trying to keep ourselves a little bit fit. We never already was running into us, right? So it's a way of for us to keep us active, physically fit.
Right.
So I think that part we kept still continuing. So that's a quick story on the setbacks that we get, right? And it looks like it's
Yeah.
okay, easy story and everything, but there's been lots of ups and downs, and that gave a reality check. And at that point, our project was probably into uncertain situation, right? So that 2020, 2021, yeah.
So when did you get back to India
Last
from
May.
Chicago?
Oh,
Last May.
yeah. So that's after our Boston. So then what happened is, so
signed up.
we also did 2021 marathon. That was a hard trick Chicago marathon for us at the point, right after Corona. I mean, everything started coming up. So we had a 2021 marathon, and so we did there as well. And at the point, we also signed up for Boston. We got it, and then we did Boston together. Another intense winter training in 2021, 2022. At that point, so the Corona also gave us a little bit of insights, right? What we want to do in life, right? So we thought we'll spend more time with our family back in India at the point than to live. Of course, US was not the first country we lived, right? We traveled other countries as well before. I've been traveling a bit in various places in my work. sometimes
Okay.
weeks, sometimes months also. So at that point, we're thinking, do we want to settle here? There was a tough
Hmm.
decisions we've been
Okay.
thinking through during
Okay.
Corona time. So then we realized that as a family, we like to spend more time with our extended family
Hmm.
as well. Her mom, my mom, and other because family support is also very important here. So whenever we
Yeah.
did this big races, because we're running together at that point, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And had my mom come and support, and her mom come and support for some of the races
Hmm.
when they have to take care of the kids and stuff like that. So we thought not only for that reason, but even see anyway, professional life you can do work anywhere at that point. So we
Hmm.
say this, for whatever reason we assume some places is great, best, other places are not. Then we realize that irrespective either it's running or if it's work or something, you can do well wherever you think you can.
Hmm.
So we reprioritize the extended family at that point in time. So
Hmm.
we decided to go back to India, right? And that decision was done in 2021 itself, right? But still want to
Hmm.
complete Boston before we move back. So that's what we did.
Hmm.
Got into Boston, did a lot of hill training, and that I let Sadhana talk about her Boston
Yeah.
training experience. Go ahead, Sadhana.
Yeah. So I want to do with a good timing in Boston because it's not easy to get in Boston. So I did
Yeah.
yoga. I dedicated all my time. Like
Wow.
in strength training, I go to gym morning. Early morning I'll go
Hmm.
for run, then gym. From run
Hmm.
I'll directly go to gym. There I'll spend 1 to 1.5 hour. Then evening again yoga. From here,
Wow.
from India, I did the Guruji was from India, so he teach
Okay.
yoga, everything. So it was like full time Boston training.
Nice.
And I
You
could
are in it. Like you're like.
because I had to do work also. But yes, so yeah, and then but then yes, so we took it a bit seriously. Right? We want to do it well,
Hmm.
and apparently that actually became both our PRs. Till date,
Hmm.
Boston has the best timings, right? I did
Wow.
3:50 or so, so I better my Chicago time, and even she did.
Mine was 4:40
Yeah,
from 6:30.
Wow.
yeah.
Yeah,
So
That's
that,
amazing.
yeah,
yeah.
and that best our time so far has been of all the six majors. Boston is our best time. So
That's
That is
how.
amazing. 440 is, I mean, like almost 2 hours, shaving of 2 hours since you started. Amazing. So, question for you, Sadhana. And again, I guess this is since you're also a mother, and I think a lot of the parenting responsibility typically ends up being on the mother. At least that's the general, perception, or that's the general experience for most. Was that true for you? And how were you managing your all that? Kids, and you're living alone in America. You don't have much support. How did you manage that? Some tips there for others, maybe.
Like, yeah, before run I used to think I don't have any time for extra activities, and I'm full-time mother, I have full busy
Hmm.
time, I don't have any extra time like that.
Hmm.
But after starting running, right, I have more free time. Like
Interesting.
I go for run, I do all the stuffs, I take care of my kids, and I'll take
Hmm.
them for extra classes, everything. But
Wow.
everything I did with like love and passion. So I
Yeah.
didn't feel like I'm busy mother. Whenever someone tells I'm busy, I can't do running like that. So yeah, it's all about our thinking.
Yeah. So is it like you got a better organized? Like what was it?
Yeah,
Is it
I organize everything, cooking
yeah,
and
you
all
got
I
better organized.
organize before run. So
Hmm.
after run, we feel hungry, right? So I
Yeah.
prepare everything in advance. So
Yeah.
even my kids, right? They adjusted.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, they support
Yeah.
me a lot. They know,
Nice.
yeah, mom goes for run. So
Yeah, yeah, and I think the kids feel proud of the fact that you're just not preaching to them; you're also practicing what you preach, right? We keep telling kids to do that and do this and stretch yourself, go for the more. But then if they see you doing it, I think they say, "Oh, these people mean business. They're serious about what they're telling us, right?"
yeah,
That
they
that
learn
is
a lot.
terrific. And does Sudhakar help a lot at home?
No,
Does he
never.
cook?
No, he couldn't do anything.
Sorry, whatever you do, she says no, you don't do anything. So yes, but that's what it is. So actually, this running actually brought us together, right? So when we even closer, I would say in bonding, and yes, it's kudos to Sadhana. She takes care of a lot of things at home, right? I mean, I say keep busy at work or whatever excuse I give, but of course, yes. So she takes care of the kids and pretty much things at home very well, and she cooks very well as well. So and takes care of my health and kids' health. And she's an excellent homemaker at that point. So that's something that we kind of, but the running. So this actually brought us more closer, right? So having a common goal, and that's one of the reasons why initially I was skeptical of doing six majors worlds and all, but I think something Sadhana wanted to do it. I thought
Yeah.
I'll support and let's be along and let's probably see how it goes, right? But
Yeah.
this apparently brought us together in various ways, right? In terms of we have a thing to look up for, and
Mm.
and actually the marathon finishing medal part, right?
Yeah.
The journey in which planning, the execution, the training, and how we organize, that all we kind of enjoyed together. We had common friends, running friends, right? And
Yeah.
then
Yeah.
a lot of things kind of came very well for us, right? And
Yeah.
then we have added benefits of health, and in fact, we're all like food. We're both are foodies, right? And
Mhm.
and then yeah, of course, yes. So we are able to eat whatever we are able to eat now
Yeah.
without having
Yeah.
any diet restrictions, and those are the benefits of doing this. But coming back to the couple goal, and
Mm.
we actually thought we'll do it together, right? Running
Mm.
separately was fine. I mean, it's me signing up
Mhm.
based on my work planning or whatever, right? And then her priorities. Uh, Running differently again, still world match would have been
Mm.
fine, but we definitely were wanted to have perceive and do it together, no matter what. Though we had some setbacks here and there, we thought no matter what, let's do it together.
Mhm.
And every race, at least make sure the six major you have done the same races together, right?
Yeah.
And that's something we want to do. And that goal actually helped us even in our personal intrapersonal life, right? And
Mhm.
outside the running life also, in whatever we kind of understood each other more closer. I would say, to be honest, though we've been married, I would say 8 9 years before, this
Mm.
journey of us being helped us a lot. That's the advantage of it. If you talk about some of the
Yeah.
cons, yes, we get into some arguments in terms of who will take care of the kids today, whose turn to go morning run or evening run. So then yeah, I'm the guy who would tend, okay, I'll leave it to her choice first, right? And then I can catch up on the evening runs.
Yeah.
So, and then who will do the floor mopping and cooking and all that stuff? And I end up, whenever it's her turn, she cooks it. And whenever my turn, I order from outside, right? So, so
Well, you get the job done, right?
yeah,
Bottom
it
line, you
is
get the
job
job
done.
done.
So I think yes, I think some just to share some of the
That's
experiences. But
nice.
yes,
That's
this
nice.
particular goal of ours not only helped us, but
Mhm.
professionally as well. It helped her in, as she said.
Mm.
I mean, my professionally, I got
Mm.
promotions. I initially thought when one of my colleagues said, right, was thinking to doing this marathons and everything. I thought
Mm.
that's a
Mm.
very lot of time and effort. So you
Mm.
getting into a such signing of marathons, doing it so regularly will take away your time from work and the
Mm.
focus in your work or profession. Because see, we think you have to be on top of every day, catch up mails every time,
Yeah.
morning to
Yeah.
evening. You're pretty much into the tough IT world. You get into management positions, senior leadership positions, especially, and then a lot of demanding expectations, right? And you
Mm.
sign up for it. I mean, you want to do
Yeah.
beyond the expectations there. And I thought such rigorous work nature, leadership kind of roles would you have a setback if you have a such passion and something away from the work, right? Takes a lot of time and but actually the reverse actually has happened in my case, right?
Mm.
Our case rather. So I got my promotion. Actually, I grew into associate partner from a senior program manager. So I grew professionally as well during this journey.
Mm. Mm.
Got in fact twice promoted at that point in time. So I think what I then realized is yes, it's all about balancing your time and effort. So actually, in hindsight, what we cut is the extra time in TV or devices and a lot
Yeah.
of
Yeah.
social media and other places where we don't have a better time. That was cut together, but we
Right.
still spent quality time as a family.
Yeah.
We were able to still spend a quality time, and this kind of balancing was something that I think it helped a lot. So I just want to
Yeah.
share with the listeners
Yeah.
as
That makes sense. Makes a lot of sense. All right. So coming back, so you 21, you're back in India, you finished Boston, you're now, you guys are doing PRs, you really kind of in some level of mastery here. Come back to India. So then what happened? Did you immediately sign up for London and Tokyo, or you it took some time for you to settle in?
That was deferred.
yeah, yeah, it's
2020 races, right? So already we
Right.
had entry for London and Tokyo. So
Okay.
after moving here, we trained again, and we were busy moving things.
Yeah.
We didn't do it. I didn't do any PR in London. Yeah,
yeah. So yes, so and then we moved in I would say May 2022, right? So
yeah.
that when we finished
Right.
Boston 2022, when we moved back, then we had the entries by the way, right? The carrying
Right.
deferred entries both London and Tokyo at
Tokyo.
that point. So then the question was, of course, we had a nice thing to learn. I mean, train the US running group friends, and a lot of already was set up there. Now going
Mm.
back to India, we had a reservation because if you see, right, we didn't had a much of running journey in India at all. I say
Mm,
except for
mm,
about
mm.
10K on adventurous exercise. we both didn't had as much of running, so we were a little bit skeptical, especially she, right? Because the roads you have to run, and I mean, not as much of reserve parks. I mean, where you have a nice trail. I mean, you can still get to some trail running, but we didn't know. But rather, maybe there are still
Yeah.
good places,
Yeah.
but we didn't know as at that point,
Right. Right.
especially in Bangalore. So we were skeptical how well will our training we catch up, especially, and also early morning runs, right? How safe that will be.
Hmm.
You have to do because our work, both she also works, right? We both work demands that we take
Hmm.
some early morning runs and all. So how will that work out? So we had the apprehension. So we thought, how are we going to do it? We probably will do it later. We'll take some time to do it. So we thought of
Hmm.
probably deferring this for some more time. Then I'm like, no, no, let's get it done. And
Right.
so yes, London, we decided to do it in September 2022. In fact, October
Hmm.
2022, right? And but then, as Sadhana was sharing, right, we came in a lot of things to move, settle the kids in new school, and we
Yeah.
were debating. We really signing up, really want to rush this up, take it
Yeah.
a year easy, and then we decided, okay, we already have some fitness going on. Let's getting it done. And London, yes, it happened in 2022 October. Sana, I want to share
Hmm.
the London experience.
London, I didn't train properly actually.
Because
So
of the India transition.
yeah, and
Hmm.
yeah, transition that was very tough. So with kids school and everything, I
Hmm.
didn't train properly. So I did in 5 hours something, 5 hours 10 minutes.
But you still completed the marathon. Come on.
Completed, but yeah, no PR.
Wow. Now she's like, she's now used to PR, so she's not going to do anything less than
And
PRs.
so I thought, no, we are getting better in each marathon. We thought, okay, it's
Yeah.
easy to, I mean, probably we can even get better.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
what I like to share with the new runners, right? So just because you ran few runs, it doesn't, not all things goes together, right? So
Hmm.
yes, you'll have
Hmm.
to train well and everything. And even in some cases where we have trained well, not one of the
Yeah.
21, I think, right? So I got into a cramp at that point, right? I never had
Hmm.
cramps in all my life, but at the
Hmm.
marathon,
Chicago.
Chicago Marathon, I actually after 18, 19, I was on the course even to get 3:30, right? I did my
Hmm. Hmm.
145 first half marathon. I mean, the first half was
Hmm.
less than
Hmm.
145 and on pace, doing so well till 18th mile. And suddenly I
Hmm.
got into a big cramp situation with my leg, the calf muscles and all that, and even stomach got into cramps at that point. So already we thought we were pros in marathon, but what we like to share is, so, irrespective of thing, the training is a very important factor, of course, right?
Yeah.
And key is your nutrition before marathon, during marathon, and your salt intake and all that, right?
Yeah.
So, and overconfidence also give a reality check at that point in time, right?
Right. Right.
So you will have to pace up very well, and which I've did in previous marathon. This is became overconfident there. So I was doing a very, I mean, the weather conditions got changing, so you'll have to adjust, adapt based on the weather conditions, the amount of training that you have did. And then now coming back to rating Sada's London experience, we knew we didn't as much train like we did Boston or
Hmm.
India
Hmm.
races. So we know it's not going to be a PR race, right?
Hmm.
So we already started with mindset. We'll do our best, but take it
Yeah.
as it comes. Not
Yeah.
rush too hard, too fast, and try to overdo something. So you know at that point in time your body condition and how your journey is, right? So I would
Yeah.
say that you will have to respect your body a bit as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah.
And I've seen many people, many newcomers, or many even seasoned professional, do training too hard as well. So
Hmm.
don't be too hard and get a little bit. They miss a couple of runs, right?
Yeah.
I've missed many runs in between training runs
Yeah.
also
Yeah.
for various situations. But you don't need to get to worked up and try to catch up in the too much
Yeah.
runs together. I think it's okay to miss few runs if situation arises, and even
Yeah.
if you couldn't do full fledged training as in plan, it's okay not to be worked about it. So in fact,
Yeah.
some of the best races came in when I was not like too rigorous in training also. So what I'll
Hmm.
say is,
Hmm.
yes, don't take it too hard on yourself, right? For whatever
Yeah.
happens, you may get into injuries, you will get into situations, and especially when your body says that if you have an injury situation or something, right? Uh,
Yeah.
it's okay to take a week of, even in the big training session, even few days or a week of rest is still okay, as compared
Yeah.
to still trying to do all that and then you miss out on a marathon. So like luckily, I mean, with all these tips, I think what I'm trying to share is, yes, you can do your plans and all that, but beyond that, it's I think some of this also comes to a very important factor, right?
Yeah.
Otherwise, one of us would have still completed, another person would have
Yeah. Yeah.
sat back, right? So
Yeah. No, that's quite amazing. I mean, see, I mean, I think what is take big takeaways in spite of transition, in spite of all the changes that you guys were dealing with going back. Like you said, one of you could have dropped out, right? You could have said, okay, you know what, it's too much, let's drop it. But what's admirable is you both stuck to it, and both of you completed it in spite of all those changes that you were dealing with, right? And that is part of the marathon journey, is also staying course with what you said you will do. Sometimes, like you said, sometimes these adversities come, but hey, you said you will do it, you got it done. Maybe the next time you can go do your PR, but I still got the marathon done. That's a huge victory, right? Personal victory. That's amazing. So that's London, and then Tokyo. How did the Tokyo one go?
Tokyo, we trained little bit. Yeah,
Hmm.
not bad as London. I trained Tokyo well. Yeah, I went on well, and I joined gym here,
Okay.
and I found the trial path, everything. So I did my
Okay.
20 miler in 200 meters loop. So I
Really?
did in 60 loop something. Yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
Which part of Bangalore is this?
It's outskirt near Sajjapur Road, Attipalli.
Okay.
Yeah.
But you do have a lot of Bangalore running groups now doing long runs
Yeah,
on
it's
weekends, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
in near Indiranagar.
So they have, of course, Bangalore is a lot more different than 8 9 years back. A lot of running groups, a lot of.
Yeah.
In fact, India, it's a country itself. I've seen a lot of enthusiasm and
Yeah.
team members speaking. I mean, in fact, a lot of
Yeah.
running groups happening, running marathons, world majors. So I think, I mean, Bangalore, we couldn't join part of the running group because we're living outside the city, right? And it's a
Mm.
long travel each and every time, 1 hour and a half before we go to the city center. But then what we decided is to train within nearby. So we also got into, for example, as Sadhana was mentioning, we have our own layout, right? Villa community where
Mm.
there's a
Mm.
not a big path. It's only a half kilometer loop,
Yeah.
but you have
Mm.
to loop
Mm.
20, 30, 40 times, keep on
My
looping out.
gosh.
Woke
In
up
some
at
cases,
3:30 and
right?
finished by 7:30.
Correct. And there's
Yeah.
also some layouts where we saw outskirts and though we have some dogs, other things, but we kind of still managed to find a place. So what I want to share is, irrespective of where and how, right, you will
Mm.
find a way. And we realize that
Yeah.
there's some nice courses and not nice, I would say courses, but nice roads as well, peaceful
Yeah.
places, even some of the better places than the US, right? We've seen, in fact, near my native as well. So you'll find some nice, interesting trails, runs that you would not realize
Yeah.
that it's there also. So what I encourage is, irrespective of waiting for a nice flat course to
Yeah.
train and
Yeah.
put your training runs, instead that they have some variation, whatever push. I mean, even if it's not going to
Yeah.
be a super perfect place, as long as you keep your running training going on and enjoy, right, being with nature, and that actually will help us a bit. So yes, we didn't
Yeah.
work hard, I would say, to us as hard in Tokyo, but yes, we took it a little bit seriously. And Tokyo, the
Nice.
interesting thing is the rules by itself, right? So
Mm.
too many, again, the visas, and again, we are not too, till you go to Tokyo or till you finish the race is never sure. So again, there's again talk of a lot of measurement with the app, and so Tokyo has 101 more extra rules than other world majors, right? So that is very
Mm.
new for us. So, and even the Tokyo itself as a country, the people, the whole setup is very different than other world majors. In fact, they're very different than the other countries you've gone through, right?
Mm.
So I think that's been a very nice experience for us. And Tokyo, anything else you want to share?
Yeah, actually, before entering into the course, we
Mm.
have to show our app. There, my phone didn't work. To show my health
Oh
app,
gosh.
it took me separately. So I was like,
Okay.
I got emotional. I thought, okay, I won't run Tokyo. So he went in a different choral. So I was
Mm.
alone. No one was there to help me or anything. So then slowly I was asking, please, it's not working. I don't know what to do like that. Then that Japan guys were so helpful. They said, okay, you can go like that.
Yeah, they
Then,
can
Wow.
yeah,
change the rule, right?
yeah,
So
there I
they're
broke
very,
the
very
rule.
correct. So they're very, very rule based. If you do it, there's no option, no excuses,
Mm.
nothing.
Mm.
And they
Mm.
wouldn't know it's a 6 star journey. They never knew it's a 6 star running
Mm.
together. They
Mm.
And
would know
language is
one
also
of
a
yeah,
problem.
they would know one of us
Mm.
sitting back would it's actually puts the whole journey, whole project into jeopardy, right? So none of that aware. But I was concerned that other races we were probably going in similar chorals, as I was telling you, right? And we were
Mm.
together and everything. At that point, there it's very strict. So they have given some choral somewhere totally different. Gates are different.
Yeah,
No communication whatsoever. And for some reason, the phone internet connection was
yeah,
not there. So I was also getting worried that would she be able to make that and come? So that was going in my mind the initial journey because I was not too sure at that point in time.
Mm.
But
Mm.
luckily, yes, I think the stars aligned a bit, and though
Yeah.
she had an app challenge, she was led to start the
Nice.
choral and join. And when we were running, and when I was going some, I think 10th mile or something, then
We met.
so Tokyo, the race course is you go front and there's the next set will come behind. So it's a lot of back and forth, right? So then I saw
Okay.
Sadhana coming, and that was like it gave a lot of aha moment. Wow! Because I saw her, I felt so free that yes,
Yeah,
she's also
yeah,
running in the 6 star
yeah,
the last major for us, and at last she also managed to run. Right,
yeah,
that itself
yeah,
gave a good sense
Yeah.
of thing, and then I started getting cheered up and start my Tokyo. And yes, Tokyo, I think we both did well. I also
yeah.
did 10 or 12, something like that. Yeah, that's what I did. And she also did a decent marathon, but it was very exciting 6 star run itself, right? So it was very emotional
Nice.
for us,
Yeah.
the doing that and the 6 star run. And then, of course, we had to do this in 2020, if you recall, right? Then
Mm-hmm.
coming and doing this 3 years later and going through all that, and that Tokyo was very emotional, right? And it was
Nice.
very very proud moment for us when we did. And interesting thing is, I finished first, obviously, right? And I was waiting in the
Mm.
finish line. And that's why I did all my majors. Even I had to a little bit go
Mm-hmm.
faster. I'll wait in the finish line till she comes and joins. And that's the advantage I had. I can take some pictures of her finishing,
Yeah,
or
yeah, yeah.
I'll just be hanging around, sitting down, right? Having some water nearby, but still wait. If it's half an hour, 1 hour, doesn't matter, or even to 10 minutes, I'll wait till she comes. And Tokyo, I didn't go collect my 6 star medal, right? I just got the Tokyo
Uh-huh.
medal, but I was waiting for her to come. We want to collect this together, hand in hand,
Uh-huh.
right? That's what the whole project has been for last many years. So interestingly, I finished and come, and she also is doing decently. And suddenly, I think after I would say 22nd, 23rd mile, I would say 38 kilometers later, suddenly her app stopped. I was tracking closely, right? And
Mm-hmm.
for almost for 10 minutes, I would say that's it. No
Mm.
activity, no movement,
Mm.
right? And I'm like, what? Almost 9, 10 minutes, there's no movement. I was getting very anxious. What happened to her? 38. Was there any cramps, anything setback? She's not going to finish it because she never did that. I mean, sometimes yes,
Mm-hmm.
some slowness happens, but you don't have a sudden race tracking done for 8 minutes or so. And there's
Mm-hmm.
again no way up to communicate, right? I was thinking something terrible happened or something, maybe a medical situation or something like that seriously happened. Because again, 10, 12 minutes, no action whatsoever. That was the last finish line. So I was getting really worked up, and I was praying all the gods in the world, right? I mean, what's happened? Let's get Sadhana,
Yeah.
let her at least finish this, right? And I was again waiting for her to come and join me in 6 star. And luckily, after 10, 12 minutes, slowly I see the movement slowly starting coming up, right? Then I thought, oh wow, okay, at least she's back again. In fact, at that point, even my
Mm.
friends come and join me. Some of the Chicago friends who were running at that point came in, and some of a couple of Indian friends came in, right? So we were a bunch of 6 people at that point. They're also doing
Mm.
their Tokyo. One of my friend also is doing her 6 star. She's Anne, right? She's also from Chicago, and she's doing it after 10, 15 years of her project planning. She
Mm-hmm.
also had to wait to Tokyo. Anyway, so we're all getting more anxious. At that point, they're also there with me. I'm like, what happened to Sadhana? What happened to Sadhana? It's like
Mm-hmm.
it's a very stressful moment at that point in time. And slowly then start the beep tracking
Because they were
again.
removing people
Yes,
also,
they're
right?
also because they have strict time of cutoff everywhere. So if you
Mm-hmm.
don't finish at XYZ time, you are out of the course, right?
Okay.
And she was well ahead, not to that cutoff
Mm.
time. But I was worried that if she gets another 10 minutes, 15 minutes delays, and even that could
Yeah.
happen, and right? And we're like, oh what? So when are we going to come back again to? And I did my 6 star, right? So the whole six, forget about the finishing the race or not. So the whole project goes for a jeopardy. Then you
Yeah. Yeah.
didn't do the 6 star together, right? And I
Yeah.
collected,
Yeah.
and she's not able to collect.
Mm.
And whatever we've been doing for like 8, 9 years, the goal, everything goes for down south, and none of your
Mm.
nobody controls here, right? So whatever you
Yeah.
try, you do everything there, but something's beyond your control, right? So I said, then I realized that something could only is the divine intervention should require there. But
Mm.
luckily, that I worked out or whatever, and she started
Nice.
moving a bit. And yes, she is able to come, and it was just so delighted to see her in the finish line at that point. So you can explain what happened at that point in time.
And after finishing, right, a couple of Indian people, they were talking. I was sticking my 6 star sticker in my bag.
Uh-huh.
So I was talking to them. I don't know, these people are waiting for me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Chatting with people, right? And
I
anyway,
was talking in that excitement. I was talking to
Oh, you've forgotten that these guys are waiting for
I
you.
didn't come for collection. So yeah,
yeah. So anyway,
they were tensed.
yeah, she came in, and then we finished it, right? And then yeah, so we took the pictures together, and it was very proud moment for us to go together and take the 6 star. And And yeah, so we had friends cheering us, and we as a couples, it was so happy. I mean, of course, we waited quite a bit, and when she came in, we went together to the 6-star booth, and together collected the medal.
Yeah.
It's an interesting journey that we were able to do. And
Yay.
then I would, yeah, at the point, right? And then this is the
Congratulations.
medals we got together.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I'll also share this, right? So 6-star is done, and we also got a lucky surprise at that point. You want to share the Guinness?
Yeah, Guinness.
Yeah. So we were. This is extra, right? They call it cherry in the icing on the cake or whatever, right? So we apparently came to know that 6-star finishers in Tokyo also signed up to get a Guinness record, because what happened is,
Oh,
since the 3-4 years of wait, a lot of good amount of people trying to wait of 6-star have been waiting. I mean, right? And then so that became, we got a Guinness record of being at least being participating in a race where most number of 6-star finishers were there, right?
really? Oh, yeah. Okay.
And we in fact got the Guinness medals as well, and we got the Guinness certificate. So yes, so apparently this became an extra bit of happiness for us.
Yeah,
So this is
yeah.
not something we expected. This is not we signed up for, right? But then we collecting a Guinness records together. This is our first being
Yeah.
any kind of records for whatsoever.
Yeah.
Right? And doing
Okay,
that was
cool.
also a very proud achievement. I mean, thing for us. Yeah.
Nice.
So
Hardy, congratulations. Yeah, that's awesome.
Thank you.
Terrific. That was that Tokyo marathon was like a movie, right? Like a movie story.
That picture. Yeah.
yeah.
The hero is waiting on, the heroine is not to be seen, all that anxiety, and it's like a nice script for a movie.
Now in hindsight looks all fun and interesting, right?
Yeah.
And that at the moment was, it's just not easy. It's very
You
stressful.
must have been. You must
But then
have been
what I
quite.
realized here, Shantosh, is this, right? So this particular journey itself has helped us to have a better insight in terms of, if you as a person or any individual, so human has an immense amount of potential, right? And many of us don't realize that. And as in the case where I realized that Sadhana would never can do it. That's how it started.
Yeah.
She never can do running. She never done fitness. And even
Yeah.
myself, right? I never thought I should, in my profession, it's tough to
Right.
get into this kind of active physical sport. So all that was broken. But what I just simply say, if you, as long as a person puts a mind, body,
Yeah.
and soul into it, perceives it, right, and then goes beyond and do whatever you need to do,
Right.
with the right mindset and the right hard work, everything, right? You keep doing what you need to do, and irrespective of uncertainty, setback. The corona was a big life changer for all of us, right?
Yeah.
And we never knew. I mean, so, but in back of mind, we thought, no matter what, we'll perceive. No matter
Yeah.
what else happens, we'll work around the schedules, work around the family, work around whatever situation it is. And we kept on doing this, right? And then once, what came to a realization is, if any individual, right, any sport, any profession for that matter, or anything for that matter, it's just puts a mind, I mean, you kind of get into a manifestation, want to do something, right? With put all the work that's needed, you putting for it, and you have a self belief in you or your whatever you activity you're going to do, and you keep on perceiving it. And if you keep doing it, the universe will align, the stars will align, and to get you what you need to get, right?
Yeah.
And this is exactly what happened. Today we can say, yes, it's we both achieve and but that's support system of family, the relatives, the running group, friends, a lot of things, tips that you get, and the fellows, I mean, everything else, the visas, the travel, the flights, everything has to come in coinciding, right? Even a small trip somewhere would put things in jeopardy. I mean, but then the fact is, so as long as you are putting your mind, heart, and soul and go towards it, there will be a divine intervention, right? And the stars will align, and your universe will align to get your goal. In this case, universe aligned, and we got our 6-star at this point in time. So just want to share that with
Awesome. Yeah. So what's next? What are you cooking?
So this September, I signed up for world's highest marathon, Ladakh Marathon.
Oh, wow.
Running full.
So you signed yourself, or you signed him also up?
No, I
it's
signed
all
myself
together at
and
this
I.
point.
It's like,
Yeah, we both
okay. Nice. Yeah.
Not on the flat courses or the roads. We want to do
try
in
different terrain.
5,000 plus feet in Ladakh. That's what we will do this September. Excited to do a full mountain terrain run. And talk about Antarctica. Come
Yeah,
on.
we want to do 7 continents.
All right.
Antarctica marathon also.
And we have a
So out
plan.
of 7 continents, you already done what? Asia is done, Europe is done, America is done. So 3 is already done, right? In
Africa,
your
Australia is left, and Antarctica as
yeah,
well. So these three
yeah,
is still
yeah.
left, and again,
7.
we'll see how it goes. I mean, at this point, it's
Yeah.
still a wish at this point in time.
That's good.
And
Yeah.
yeah, Antarctica has goal as well. In fact,
Yeah.
not now, even 4 or 5 years, she's been saying.
Antarctica
Uh,
Yeah.
ice marathon I want to do.
yeah, but I'm like,
Nice.
get 6 start and done, right? Let's take it easy on the running journey, right? Take a couple of years of easiness and
No,
let's look
no,
into it.
doesn't
But she's like,
happen.
no, no, I'm already into. Don't
Yeah.
want to. Yeah, keep.
Sudhakar, that's not going to happen. Your life is rated excited, rated adventure. So that's part you signed away 15 years ago when you got married.
I didn't realize all this at that point, right? I never met her also. So.
Awesome. That's great. It was fantastic. I think to hear about your journey and how it all, uh, kind of came together, and very nice. And I really hope that more and more couples take on running together. My wife and I run, not marathons, but we try and run whenever possible, half marathons. We go for runs together. We're part of same running group, and I agree with you. It helps
Yes.
to have common friends. You have common interests, and it goes on to other areas as well. It just doesn't stay in running, right? So, or any activities. I'm not saying only running, but anything, any form of fitness activity that you can go together. It's always fun. Great. So the last part, we're kind of winding up here. The last part of my podcast is usually a fun Q&A round. So shall we do that?
I didn't know this is coming, but yeah, go ahead.
All right. So usually, since I have both of you, I'm going to do one thing. I'm going to ask about you to Sadhana. Okay. So let's see if she gets it right. Okay. And these are fun questions. Okay. So the first one, we talk about health, marathon, all that good stuff. But at the end of the day, like you said, you're a foodie, and we all have our weakness for food. My first question is, what's your favorite junk food? And I'm asking Sadhana that. What is Sudhakar's favorite junk food?
Oh, early morning cookies. He wants cookies.
Cookies. Is that correct?
After waking up, he immediately wants some sweets, cookies or bread, something, cake.
Cookies.
Yeah.
Is that correct? Is that your favorite junk food?
Absolutely. First thing in the morning, I just go and go to cookie jar or
He
whatever,
will
take some
search.
biscuits or cookie. I want some sugar loading to start my day, right? So that's my weakness. And yeah, so talking about that, I would say I was also diagnosed pre-diabetic 8 9 years back, right? And I also had IBS, irritable bowel syndrome, and all that. And as Sadhana was having her challenges a bit as well before running, right? And
Hmm.
this completely transformed us, and also I reversed pretty much, right? And nobody would,
Okay.
and now my health is, I would say, better than what it was 15 years
We
back as
didn't
well.
need any
Hmm.
special
So,
date.
and then this running allows me to indulge on my cravings with no guilt, because we also have a family history and hereditary of diabetic
Right.
and all that, and so all the family thing, right? But that's one of the reasons which we continue to hook up on running.
Hmm.
So that, at least to extent possible, we want to delay that or try to reverse that possible as well, right?
Yeah.
Not to feel guilt about having some of our favorite food. So yes, so
So now
that's.
your turn now to guess what's her favorite junk food. Let's see if you get it right.
So she likes chat items a lot. The chat
Charter. Okay.
chat items a lot, and that's her weakness. And I would rather say
Is that
wherever
right?
she sees that, right?
Yes.
Did he get it right?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's the favorite junk food. And on the A to B, so I'm sure you get an access to a lot of that easily.
Now I'm controlling. Yeah.
Yeah. You're also producing. You're in charge of sweets
Yeah.
and
They
savories, right?
produce fresh sweets, hot jalebis, everything, and they bring to my table. Yeah, I
For
have.
tasting, of course, for
Yeah,
testing and
tasting.
sampling and quality checks. But yeah, quite a bit of
Yeah.
access to all this different food.
Yeah.
She
More
her,
temptation.
especially in the family she's part of, right? Yes, she
Yeah.
gets a lot of much more access
Sweets.
to
Yeah.
food
Yeah.
items, junks, or not only
Yeah.
good healthy sweets as well at the point in time. But yes, so.
Healthy sweet is a more oxymoron.
Oh yeah, and how you call it still dry fruit sweets and other things too. I mean, there are still
He's
some healthy.
marketing.
I'm not marketing here, but what I'm saying is, see, sweet is not as bad if you know what you're
Yeah.
taking as well. And
Yeah.
there are some
Okay, we won't get into that. That's a whole podcast by itself. So that's
Sure.
fine. Let's stick to the fun Q&A round here. Okay. Now you guys have a active lifestyle. You go running a lot, and I'm sure when you're socializing, you meet a lot of non-running people. So there's a question in that regard. What's the funniest thing you have? Has somebody talked to you? What's the funniest thing they've told you about your running lifestyle?
Well, you think I'll
Funniest
say,
thing,
right? So it's still I get many queries, right? When you finish this marathon or something, I'm back and they say, hey, marathon is like, it's how many kilometers is it? It's 5 kilometers. Even my cousin
did
did
5K marathon.
my marathon. He also runs, did a lot of marathons. So you did 5 kilometers. Very good. Wow. I'm like, no, no,
After
no.
all your hard work, you got a certificate for 5 kilometers.
Yeah. So
Okay.
many perceptions about marathon is. I mean, that's what they say. Anything you do in running, even 5K at the point that people still call a marathon 10K, but that's fine. So people doesn't know that, right? And so that's some interesting questions we keep getting from people. Anything else you want to share?
Funniest question? No, I didn't get any funniest question.
What is the most annoying thing somebody has told you? That's maybe Sadhana will.
5K marathon I did like
That's the most annoying thing.
26.2 and not 5K.
Got it.
So
Got
that
it.
is like more.
So another interesting I want to share. When you start funny, right? People ask, right? So you get money once you
Yeah.
finish your. So you travel different places. So
They sponsor all.
so you get money from them, and I see a medal. Maybe how much money you earned, right? And you may be
Yeah,
making a lot of money running marathons. So that was
yeah.
a kind of a question that tough to answer that bit, right?
Yeah.
That's one thing. And second thing is uh, they've been asking, right? So then you probably how are you? So you running itself, you prioritize that more than your probably work or family, right?
Yeah.
Some
Where do you
relatives.
find time? How do
Where
you
you,
find
yeah,
time?
that's an interesting question. Yes, they say how do you find time? And
Yeah. Got it. Your favorite running gadget? Sadhana, you first.
Garmin.
Garvin, I thought so. You said that. And you,
Yeah.
Sasdakar?
I like my shoes. So I
Shoes.
have many pairs of shoes. At any point in time, I have one for the trail running, hike running, winter
Uh-huh.
running, summer running, high cushion, speed workout, and all that. So, and Sana keeps actually poking at me. She says, "I have 2, 3 good shoes, and why you have 10, 12 good shoes?" And putting all your money into the shoes
But
part.
still
So,
getting injured.
yeah. So anyway, so that's what it is. So
Ooh, let's take it offline. Let's take that offline off the podcast. All right. You're a sunrise or a sunset person? Sadhana, you first.
I'm sunrise, like early
Sunrise
morning
person.
person. I love
Early
running
morning.
in the morning. Even 3:30, I love running in the
In the
morning.
morning?
Yeah, I
Wow.
do running at 3:30.
Wow.
I
Yeah,
enjoy
that's an
that.
early riser. What about you, Sudhakar?
obviously, so I am a late night guy. I'm a night guy. So
The evening.
opposites the evening. Right? So I get more active. Morning is very lazy, lethargic for me. Right?
Yeah.
Evening is when I get my energy levels pick up and I'm pretty
Right.
okay. But unfortunately, sometimes I have to run the morning as well. So here
Yeah.
the opposites attract, right? So if you see the
Right.
personality
So
itself is
sunrise and sunset. You have
sunrise,
both in the house.
and we're able to balance that a bit.
Balance. Yeah, it works, right? You can manage responsibilities also. That's awesome. Okay, the last question I have is, if we made a movie about your journey, okay, what genre would you put it in, and who would you hire to play your respective characters? Which actors will you hire? So one is which genre, which category, and which actors will you hire to play your role? So let's go with Sadhana. What is
Um, Deepika, I choose.
Deepika? Ooh, okay.
Yeah, she's more into sports. Yeah,
Yeah.
she's the perfect.
What about you, Sudhakar?
No, I think I'll be the sole and lone hero. So there's no genre, no actor could replica what I did, right? I mean, not yeah. So I think
But
I'll be
still, you
the
have to tell.
no. There'll be nobody else in the world, right? So it's me who will
Play
probably
you.
play myself, right? So
He just wants to act opposite Deepika. Okay, that's the
yeah, you
truth
can
here.
answer. So now she said Deepika, then I have to say me,
I
nobody
have
else.
to say me.
I
Yeah,
have to judge
exactly.
them.
And what genre would it be?
So I think it'll be okay genre. It'll be a combination of romance and adventure, right?
Romantic adventure.
Romantic adventure. That's what I would
Yes.
say. Um, yes, that's what the genre will be.
Romantic adventure. That sounds great.
I don't say
You-
it's going to be a haunting or something, but go ahead and explain.
No romantic.
What is your genre?
Just adventure.
Just
Yeah,
adventure.
just
Just adventure. Keep the romance out.
yeah.
I like that. I like that. All right. The rest of it you can handle offline the podcast. All right. Great. Hey, you guys did well in the Q&A. It was fun. Learned a few more things about you guys. So we're coming to a wrap up here. We covered a whole, broad set of topics. I want to, before we wrap up, I want to give you the last word. Anything you want to summarize? Any final message you want to give to our audience?
Yeah, thanks again, Santosh, for in fact hosting us, and we thoroughly enjoyed this podcast, sharing your experience. No preparations, right? So we just want to just come and share our story with
Yeah.
the audience and share the message out. So my rather information inputs I'd like to share with fellow here, I mean audiences here is, so this doesn't have to be running, right? Yes, that's one thing. Any goal that you, any sport you do, yoga, physical fitness, cycling, anything that you want to do, right? I'll seriously encourage for you to be an active lifestyle, right? And whatever possible level that you can. And I think we all should try to find, even if it's audacious goals, big goals, having that in mind, right? Sadhana announced it and I kind of went along with it. But then keeping open mind and and also the fact that having a much larger goals and purpose will really will help as individual, as a
Yeah.
family. It reflects in overall, right? Professional life,
Yeah.
personal life, and all that. So yes, active lifestyle as much as possible with whatever limitations you may have. We should do that, right? And this is a very good thing, not only for us but for the next generations as well, to show that thing. Second thing is the sense of purpose and the big goals that we want to achieve. And as long as I was telling earlier, right? Anything that you put your mind and soul and perceive, definitely you will be able to achieve. We should be able to achieve it. And this
Yep.
6-star project was is a life example. And this is what a personal lesson for us. Yes, is just a starting, right? And we now have
Yep.
XYZ goals to achieve as well, and which we will take the lessons learned from here. But yeah, so this is what I want to share. And
Right.
the runners, keep running, keep rocking, and
Yeah.
yeah,
Great.
you.
Thanks, Sudhakar and Sadhana, for sharing with your journey. I'll let you go. Enjoy the rest of the evening, and we'll stay in touch and wish you all the best for all the future projects you're up to. Bye.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.